understanding how many objects in the this one and how we are going to be to the objects levels. Four things for this is now objects. Okay, so objects is certainly we can talk about the objects in simple terms. SQL objects are essential components. That's required components. Okay, essential is required components and must and should components. Without objects, you cannot do anything in SQL. Okay, so these are the essential component that help in managing, storing the data, interacting with the data in a database. Okay, in a database. Understanding these objects is a fundamental to working relational database. Right, understanding these objects is a fundamental to working with the relational databases basically. So the main SQL objects are, if I can go ahead and simply to explain you, table is one object. Okay, table is a basic object where you managing the data in that. You know, we have created the tables, we manage the data, we insert the data, storing the data. Okay, you insert the data, you have stored separate records in that particular thing, interacting the data using select statement, connecting with other tools, connecting with the Power BI, you are interacting with the data. So table is absolutely doing that. The second thing is view. Okay, we'll understand the view. View is like a virtual thing. Okay, we can easily, do the things. It's not a physical one, the virtual table. Table is a virtual, okay, physical one. You can feel the data on that. Okay. You can feel that particular data in the table. So what view is like virtual components from the table. Okay, let's understanding what's the view. Now the third one is like stored procedure. Okay, stored procedure. Right. This is the one thing. There's the same thing like a view. Virtually, you are getting some data from the particular review of the things to reusable activities. We can use the stored procedures. Okay, and functions, triggers, schemas, indexes. These four are the self-created or high-created objects. We can say one is like indexes. Okay, one is the indexes. Second one is functions. One is the indexes. Second one is the functions. Third one is the triggers. Third one is the triggers. And the fourth one is the schemas. So the fourth one is a schemas. These four are the different concepts, but these are also called as objects. Okay, let's take one by one and let's understanding one by one. Okay, in a simple things, you have to remember very, very simple way. In a theoretical way, I'm saying it the theoretical way. SQL objects are the essential components that helps in managing, storing and interacting with the data in database. Okay, interacting with the data in database. Okay, so the main SQL objects, the major SQL objects that are the includes tables, views, store procedures, indexes, functions, triggers, and schemas. Okay, so let's understanding first one by one. Let's write a definition one by one. What is a table? A table is a collection of data. Okay, table is collection of data in
I'm
rows.
not able to see the screen.
Is for everyone? Let me reshare it. Is for everyone or is for only?
Yeah, we thought it was something SQL.
Okay. Yeah, it's SQL only. Okay, the table is a collection of data in rows. It's a collection of data, okay, in rows and columns. We have discussed previously, okay, what is rows, what is the columns, what do we name it, what do we component rarely. Okay, this is the primary object. Primary thing that is used for the data is store the data in relationship database. Store the data in relationship database. Okay, so we already discussed what is the relationship database as well. If you wanted to connect your data with the other tables, build a schema, build a particular things over there and do it. So that's what you call a table, relationship database table. Okay, so this is the one thing that we call. Here you have a columns. Columns, we call it as attributes, like, you have a name column, age column, salary columns, like something. Rows that representing the individual row. We talked about the data types, okay, particularly, and the keys, data types. These all things we already discussed in the table level already. Okay. Next, we are going to be understanding the view. Remember, guys, from this onwards, you have to be very, very careful what we are discussing. As of now, we already completed that session about the table. So I first a bit quick. Okay. Now, the view. The view is like a view is a virtual table. Okay. The view is a virtual table based on the result set of an SQL query. Okay. Virtual table. It's called, what we call is virtual table. Virtual table based on the result set of based on the result set of, okay, based on the result set of SQL query. So you need to write a query. Whatever the output that is getting, you can create a view based on that output. Okay, so based on that output, so you can create that query and you can work on that. You can, for example, I wanted to build one join. I want to do several activities to get one data. Tomorrow, client get a chance, right? Is there a chance that client may ask again the same thing? Because yesterday you given numbers from this particular query, right? Can you give that numbers to me again? Again, what I have to do? I have to go back and write everything. Instead of that, create a view. Ask the users to connect that view and you will get the data there. Currently, you don't have anything over there. Okay. Based on the SQL query, you built something and you're working on something. Right. So let's build a view basically. So let me go for the first this example. Okay. So a view is a virtual table based on the result set of an SQL query. It does not store data itself, but provides a way to simplify the complex queries. It provides a way to simplify the complex queries and enhance securities. Okay, and enhance securities. So basically the virtual table which behaves like a table, but it's not a component table basically. If I can say it's like a virtual table behaves like a table. It looks like a table, but does not store any data physically. Remember this, guys. I'm repeating this statement for you one or two times again and again because this is a very, very key concept. Virtual table behaves like a table. It feels like a table. Okay, but it does not store data physically. It is like your shadow. It behaves like how you're doing in the sun, right? So when you're going outside, right? When you see your shadow, however you behave, it behaves similar way. Okay, but it's not a physical. It's like you are seeing yourself in the mirror kind of thing. Okay, but it is based on the output of SQL query. That's what we call a virtual level. Major thing is like securing the restricting the data basically on the particular things. Let's go ahead and build a one view, guys. Okay, so after that we can take the questions on the view. I'm going here. You can see there is a no views here. System views. Okay, there is a one view that's previously created it. Okay, let me go ahead here and see the first data. Okay, so what are the tables we have? One is the employee table. Second one is a department table. Okay, let me go for the new query. New query here. I have a employee table. Let me take select star from employee table, dbo.employee. Okay, so let me run this. You're getting some query data here, right? Oh, I think we are in a training only, no? The request of the procedure is not there. Here. Yeah, we have some rows here. Okay, so let me copy this and rerun again for the department. Okay, So you don't need to bother about the query I'm writing, guys. You want to be learned very soon. Only the concern is like how this view built. I'm just giving an example for you. Okay, this is the department name, department ID, and the manager ID here. Department ID you have here. Okay, let me run both the things together. You can run both queries together. Okay, no questions on that. In employee ID, you have an option called department ID. So what I need, I'm writing a small statement here. Select a star from, okay, select a star from employee table. Select a star from employee table. Okay, let me go with a small things like a join. I'm joining the department table. Joining the department table. Okay, so on employee table. This is I'll teach you later that thing, guys. Okay. Basically, that I can go with that, right? Employee based on employee table. Employee dot department ID equal to department dot department ID. Okay. It means that this department ID and this department ID, wherever it is matching, give that records to me, not everything. So now I don't need to run two records here. It is a matching records from here. Okay. Department ID is here. Department ID is here. It is getting everything now. Okay. Let me go ahead and give the selected columns. Employee dot. What are the columns is required? I'm giving only employee dot employee ID, comma. Employee ID is required and first name. Employee dot first name. Why I'm doing the employee dot? It means that that table. Give the column from that table only. Table dot column name. I'm giving the indication to the team that okay, this is the one which you have to give it. Okay, employee dot to the system. Sorry, not the team, to the system dot hire date. Okay, and department dot department ID. Okay, and department dot department name. That's it. Okay, there is no repetition. Right, from this table. This is my query, guys. What is happening here? Employee ID, first name, hire date, department ID, department name. Remember, this table is not there. I just built a query. I'm just seeing the data. There is no table. This is not physical as well. These two tables are the physical. Employee tables are the physical. Department table is the physical. Employee is a department. You have a particular table and this is the particular table. Okay. These two are the tables are the existing things. Something you can sense, something you can feel. Now what I have to do, I have to build a view based on this query. Okay. What I have to do, I have to build on any queries on this condition, guys. Whatever I read it, queries, any questions on this before I go?
You have seen two tables in a one row, right? I mean
Correct.
one.
We are joining two tables
Yeah.
as a one. And we are bringing the data as one. So we'll understand the joins. It to come.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
First, we are understanding the objects. Okay. I'm not supposed to even tell you the primary key, foreign key, but you saw some YouTube videos and you asked that. Reason yesterday we discussed about it. That is a security concept. It has to come as a 7th or 8th session actually. Okay. That's cool. No
Okay.
worries.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go ahead.
I just want to learn some. That's why I have seen videos.
No, that's good. That's a real good habit, actually. Buddy. I'm not denying it, but you asked. That's the reason we discussed on the primary key. So usually we go step
Yeah.
by step. Okay. So now
Yeah. Okay.
what I want to build, I want to create a view. Create view. It's a very simple language, guys. Looks like English only. We are not doing anything magic here. Okay. Create view. The view name I want to give it as combination of employee, right? Employee department. EMP underscore department. This is my view name. It means a combination of the two things. As this is my entire query here. Okay, copy and paste it. So this data, I wanted to keep a view in this. Okay, create view employee as and take this one. right? Let me call it. Let me execute. Command successfully. Now it behaves like a table. We discussed, right? So view behaves like a table, but it's not a table. Correct? Remember. So now I can call it as a table. Select star from EMP underscore department. You can see it's created a object. But remember this, guys. Okay. So when you created this object, employee department, underscore department, you have two different symbols showing this combination of the tables, and employee and employee rows showing the like this employee training. This is the table. This is the view. This is the database. Symbols itself will shows you. Okay, this is particularly this one like something. Let me run this. Okay, I think you're seeing the same data. Are you? Okay. Any questions on this, guys? It's the same physical. It behaves like that same way. If I refresh, it will be appears in the views. Team, any questions?
No.
Employee underscore departments.
No,
Employee
no.
departments are
Yeah.
previous one. We clear with that, right? You can practice tomorrow
Yeah.
and you can explain me if you get any errors. Are you good with that? Because I need to go forward and I need to work on store procedures. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see the same thing, guys. Let me copy this here and run together. Both the things are the same. If I write the query and if I do it the same thing, this is having the same config. No, nothing. Data is nothing. Everything is same. Okay. But instead of that writing, if I wanted to get into Power BI like something, I just wanted a clustered level, a fixed level of things. That's the reason I creating a views for that. Okay. Let me go for the stored procedures. If you're good with that, I can go for the stored procedures. Yadu, Madhava, and Harima.
Yes.
Cool. Thanks
Yeah.
for that. Right. Let me go to the stored procedure.
Yeah.
Store procedure is a set of SQL statements. Now you wrote only one statement here, right? You wrote only one statement here, correct? Of the select line. If I want to write a set of statements with some temporary tables, I can build some temporary tables. I can use some parameters to be filter the data. I can use something extraordinary. We have things, okay? So in store procedures, I can say it a simple way. I can use this definition, I believe. Store procedures is a set of SQL statements, that can be executed as a single unit to perform a special task. I can say it is to for the task to get the data, retrieving the data. You can insert the data, or you can retrieve the data. You can do anything. Okay, so what exactly happening here is like, for example, you want to create one procedure with some particular things. Let's assume, guys. Okay, I want to create a task. Okay, let me go this way. It will be very, very simple. Okay, so I'll tell you first example. A stored procedure. Okay, a stored procedure is a set of SQL statements. Is a set of SQL statements. A set of SQL statement that can be executed as a single unit. It can be executed as a single unit. Okay, I'm telling this one more time. A stored procedure is a set of SQL statements that can be executed as a single statement. Okay, let's assume, guys, I'm creating a table. Okay, I have one table. I just want to create the table, right? So that is a table called employee table. Let's assume not the employee table. Let's assume anything. Okay, HR table. Let me build a HR table. Okay, I just wanted to do this way. Let me do this, right? So create table. What? Wait. Create table. Okay, can someone give me the context of create table? Madhava, I think you practiced. Give me the code for the create table. Create table HR. Next.
Come back again.
I need a
table.
code. I need a code to create a table. I need a SQL statement to create a table. Can you give me that?
Yeah, create table.
Mhm.
If we need any, I mean, requirement. I didn't get it.
Madhava, Madhava, I want something to create a table. I want to create a chart table. Give me the code. How
Okay,
can I do that? Okay, guys, I think you're not
create
practicing. Come
table,
on. Yeah, let
create
me go
table
here.
and execute it.
No, only create a table. Okay. Now let
Okay,
me go for
okay.
the HR
And use.
name. No, no. Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
HR name.
okay.
Okay. HR name, comma. Give me the varchar 20. Okay. Comma. Not the previous comma. Here you have a comma. Then I can go with the HR ID or employee ID. You can mention anything. HR ID. And I can go with that integer, comma. And I can go with the other things like HR ID, HR name, and I can go with the department ID. Department ID. Again, this integer, not the comma, sorry. Integer. Then I can go for the, I don't want to use the date. Okay. I have it 3 columns here, HR name, HR ID, department ID. Okay. So let me create this table here. Okay. So what I wanted to do now, inserting the data into this scenario, right? If I wanted to really go for what I have to do, insert into, right guys, insert into a particular table dot HR, right? And I can go with the values. I can write some values and all, correct? So what I want to do, I have to write every time this insert into, insert into, insert into. Maybe I new people coming to the every time, right? Why I need to do this? Let me create a parameters. Whenever new employee is created, it asks for the what is the okay HR name, what is the HR ID, what is the department ID. No, I can achieve through store procedure. Let me how I'm achieving this. Okay, I'm creating a store procedure to insert the data into this table. The task is this is the task. Okay, what is the task?
Insert the
Task
data.
is insert the data into insert the data into HR table. To insert the data into HR table through store procedure. Okay, now I'm writing it. Create procedure. The same thing as create table, create view, everything is the same. Create procedure. Oh, sorry, spelling is wrong. procedure. Okay, create a procedure. Procedure called add HR. Okay, add HR. Now what I'm doing here, guys, after this, I'm creating parameters. Parameters can created with the at the rate symbol. Okay, at rate. What is a parameter here? The first parameter is HR name. The same like a your column name. Okay, HR name space varchar 20. I have to give the same thing, guys, here. Okay, whatever you're given there, right? Next one is like HR ID. HR ID space integer, comma. Then again, department ID space integer. Okay, so let me go with this one, right? So these 4 things I created, and I just wanted to go with a certain. Okay, so now what I have to do it is very, very simple, right? Just I wanted to add this one as a table. Now, as I told you, right, a similar way, you have to just build it as statement. Okay, as create procedure as. Now I want to begin the concept. Begin. Okay, insert into HR. The same statement I'm writing where we have written HR. Right. What are the columns we have given here? HR name.
Their name, their ID.
Perfect. You're following now HR ID. Then it will be HR name, HR ID, and department ID. Perfect. Now, what is will be my values, right? Values. Now I wanted to write the values here, correct? Instead of giving the values, I'm giving, okay, this is the HR name. You can see this variable is already created. Whatever we're creating the top, right? The parameter. Parameter is already created. HR name, HR ID, okay, and department ID. Okay, these three things I just have to do it. And let's end it. Okay, this is the procedure. I have created three parameters. This is simple things, guys. Okay, I have created the three parameters and I did this. What I'm doing, passing the data into the parameters, and I'm just doing this. Let me run this query. Look at this, guys. You have built a refresh. What happened? You have created the, go to the programmability, go to the store procedure here. You can see this is, you have did it, HR details. Add HR. It's not done it yet. Let me refresh this again. We have, oh, sorry, we have run it in master. This is what the biggest condition here. You all the time has to choose the right database in the top left. We did it actually in the master. Let me execute one more time. It is done. Okay. So if I refresh this again, this is key, guys. Where you are running the data is, this is very, very key. Okay. All the time remember this. Right. Okay. Programmability, store procedures, add HR. Okay. If I see this is the values where you can see the add HR. Now there is one option called execute store procedure. I'm just clicking on the execute store procedure. Look at this, guys. You got a one pop-up here. Once I ask this one to add the store procedure, it asking me to pass the value. HR name Raju. HR name is Raju. Okay. HR ID is 1141. The department ID is 112. Okay. I'm just clicking OK. Invalid object name HR. One row affected. This is how it is happening. N Raju. This is the Raju HR name, HR ID, HR department name. Add HR is that my return value thing, return value and the return value. This is how this took it. Basically, it is in the use training database. This is the database, right? Use the training base. This is the output of it. Okay. Let me go ahead and select something from the add HR. Select star from HR table. Okay, I think this is one row is affected because I don't have a table in the HR table, guys, because we did it in the other one, right? There is no HR table. I need to build the HR table. My bad. Where did we run that? Here, right? Because it was actually created in the system tables. Here, if you see in the master database in the system tables, you can find the HR because we run it in the here is a master. So you can see this TBO HR. So all the time, please be aware of that where you are running that. Okay. It's not a problem, but you are creating the different database again. You have to execute the same thing. Okay. That's the reason you have commanded it now. Okay. That's the reason you got error here. Invalid object. There is a node table called HR. Let me execute again this add HR. Okay. Or I can use this one, whichever is written by it. Use this particular training database, return value 0. And let me, where is this HR table? You can see Raju 1141 112. I just executed this. Okay, this is the query. I'm not doing anything, guys. I can execute n number of times. Just execute a procedure. Okay, I can give it as Manohar. Okay, and I'll give it as a 1132, and I'll give it as a 112 is a department. Okay, and I just added the data. Right, return value is 0. It means success. Okay, 1 is a failure, 2 is a success. Remember that. Execute in a procedure. You can go it. And what I'm doing, I'm writing like a Kirtana. Okay, Kirtana and HR ID 1163. And I don't want to give the HR department ID. I would just want to keep it as a pass null values. This is the null value. I'm just passing a null value here. You can see this. There is a no restrictions. That's the reason it is running fine. Now run something from the select star from okay HR table. Okay, let me run this. If I execute this, you can see this is the null value. 112 is a department ID, Manohar Raju, and this is the HR ID. So now this is very quick for me, right? You can add hundreds of the tables. If you today my organization is added 130 employees, I cannot run the execute, and this is right very hard for me to insert into all the time add the values. This is a single time for me, right? And this is only basic. I'm saying, okay, this is not a huge thing. This is a very basic, and I don't need to go and enter every time. One time I can give one Excel or like something with the data, and I ask the store procedure to pick that data and create a new employee IDs for them. It automatically do this for me. So what is do? It's set of okay particular set of SQL statements. It can run in a one particular way called a task. That task can lead into the proper store procedure. In the set of SQL statements, you can understand it, guys. It's a simple way. You can keep it that. Any questions, guys?
No.
You're good with that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. We have done the clearly the store procedure. I'm asking one more time. Any questions on the store procedures? Please let me know. And remember that store procedures, we are going to be build some excellent store procedures in our training session, at least 2 or 3 for your beneficial things. And in interviews, if you answer the store procedures to them perfectly, and I'm repeating this and I'm very confident. If you give in the answer for the store procedures, okay, if he questioned about store procedure 3 or 4 questions, if you answered at least 2, that means that you selected, guys. Okay, so that many of questions they'll shoot you on store procedures. Most of the companies effectively using the store procedures for their task and the real-time business. Okay, that is one of the thing that majorly uses for that. Right. Now, indexes. Okay, so index is not a one thing, guys. It's a perfectly one particular thing. If I create one index, okay, for example, that column will become an index column for me. Why I have to do it? An index is a database object that improves the speed of the data retrieves. That improves the speed of the data retrieves. Okay, it means that whenever you run this query, select a star from okay, whatever you are running it, right? Let's assume you have a 1 billion records, not 1, not 2, not 3, guys, 1 billion records. It takes hours of time to retrieve the data. If I find the unique column and create an index and based on that column, okay, then it will be like very easy to retrieve the data. It saves the time for you. To save that time, to increase the speed at retrieval of the data, we'll create the indexes. So indexes are basically 2 types. Okay, one is the clustered index, where you work on the clustered index if you have a physical order of the column in the table. It means that if you run this HR table, okay, there is a HR ID in your table is available. Let's bring the HR column and create an index. That is a clustered index. Okay, the secondary one is the non-clustered index. Non-clustered index. Okay, this is the sorry guys, non-clustered index. Okay, so what is it? Proves that ordering of the data. It's not a physically something. Physically, you're not doing something. But what happens here, right? If you have a HR ID, okay, what I'm basically logically saying, right? HR ID column should not be greater than so and so number and build a HR. This is a non-cluster index. Let's assume my employees from last 10 years. Okay. I don't have any employees who joined 5 years back. I have only fresh people. Why I need this leftover employees data? Okay. So this is where I, keep it like whoever, left the organizations, I need data, and leftover employees, I need the data. Two things. Okay. I created the non-cluster index, indirectly a logical sense way. You're writing some logic behind it. Okay. That is a non-cluster index. In a simple terminology, guys, create index is like basically to improve the speed of the data retrieval, improve the performance of the table that while you're running the data. Okay. So this is one the indexes. Any questions on the index, guys?
So what is this clustered and non-clustered? Can you just explain that?
I just given an example to you, right? Clustered is like you are giving the you're giving a physical value to create one column. Okay. So and asking to improve the performances based on that column. If HRID is one column, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Once again, I just want to give them more information actually. So if you use that, right, basically, if you use this HR column and asking this HR columns to optimize the performance, increase the performance of the table. Okay, that is cluster index. It sorts the store of the data and gives to you. It likes you have a clumsy of data, right? You may be having your 100 is the first column, 102 is the second column, 300 is the third column. But it charts to you 101, 102, 103, 104 like that, and it gives you a performance that performance may not be deep there. Okay, kind of here you mostly work on the clustered way, right? So if I comes to the okay, this is the art of the non-clustered is like referencing to the table, okay, particularly on the logical sense, right? Indexes not alter on the physical data. Never whatever the data you have in that, right? It's not going to be altered something. For example, let me give you something. Writing expressions, you may feel that you're writing something. Okay. Create non-clustered index. You have to first clearly mention that. Okay. And two columns. One or two columns. Right. So if I go with the three or four things, right? Let me give the feature clustered index, non-clustered index. This will give you some clarity. I think you are confusing because my words are the more high level. Okay. So let me take a one feature here. Okay. This is the clustered index. And one more thing is a non-clustered index. I'll give you the example here so that you can understand it. One feature. Okay. For example, you have a physical index. Okay. For example, this is the physical index means you are sorting the data, assigning, designing, you need to do the data to improve the performance update. That will be done by clustered index. You can do through clustered, but non-clustered index won't work like that. Okay. The clustered index, what is do? Physical changes of the data, physical order of the data. Okay. So how many indexes you created? Number of indexes per table. Okay. Per table. Right? Number of indexes per table. I think I just need to push it much more here. Yeah. So number of indexes per table. Per clustered, you have only one index. Remember this. Per cluster, you have only one cluster index. Okay. For non-clustered, you can create n number of non-clustered indexes. Right. So it means that you can have a multiple indexes, but you are not going to be change the physical data at all, but you can improve the data in a non-clustered way. Both are the major intention to improve your performance. Okay. So for example, where is the use cases coming to space as well? Okay. If I go to the space requirement, it means a data requirement or these things, right? How this exactly the space level works. It doesn't need any. Okay. doesn't need any space. Okay, it does need a space because you're using the menu, right? It does need, it doesn't need. This is the requirement. Let me give a use case for you. This is mostly asked that in interviews, but I don't think so how much you people are understanding this typical language what I'm speaking. But okay, best range of queries and frequently researching. For example, you have 1 million data and you frequently searching this data. For that scenarios, you can use the cluster index, but you have a lot of where classes. Okay, lot of columns that you have a relationship with other tables. In that scenarios, you need a non-clustered index. Ultimately, these two indexes core thing is like increase the performance of your basic table or view. Okay. So any questions now?
No.
Harika,
No.
Madhava,
No.
cool. That's good. Yeah. Yes. This is are the three or four questions that we are looking into picture. Yes. So any questions I can take it. I think we went to the 4 objects. Tomorrow we're going to be understand the functions, triggers, schemas, and one functional things. Yeah, Harika, you saying something?
I installed that one now. For me, server is also like coming, but while I'm like connecting, it's not connecting. Can I please share
Yeah,
once and show it to you? It's
please.
getting some error or something.
Yeah, please, Harika, please share it.
Okay.
Finally, you choose to bring the server in, but I'm not sure what your system up to actually. When did you purchase this system?
1.5 year back or something.
Oh, that's very new only then.
Yeah.
Okay, please share your screen.
Yeah.
Let me stop recording. I don't want to record your system.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead and